term sacred cow, right? It's a fairly common term. Some people would say holy cow, but that sounds a bit too Batman and Robin. But yeah, sacred cows, they're kind of everywhere, and it's what you expect to find in a church very often. So if I was to say that thousands of people go to places of worship every week, and they sing songs and they worship their leaders, their idols, would you agree that that happens very often in this country?
Yeah.
Okay, of course it does. We know these kind of places. And, oh yes, you see what I did there? Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Whether it's in a church or it's in a football stadium, if you think about it, it's exactly the same thing. It's not, are you a supporter? It's what quality of supporter are you? Are you good enough? Gerard was never any good. Oh, the silence in the room, the anger in the... You can't say things like that. It's sacrilege. I know so many people who worship a guy who died. But maybe not the one you're thinking of. Oh, you see what I did there? Right, okay, yeah, is it starting to sink in a little bit? Now then, should I ask about sacred cows about Kurt Cobain? Is there anything I should say about Kurt Cobain, lest it insult a few people in the room? There's you, and then there's the rules you think you have to follow. That's religion, okay? Whether it's from a football club, whether it's from a band, whether it's from your mates, whatever, the minute you're putting on rules and regulations, you're putting on all this weight, you're back in Stupidistan again. You're just following the things you're supposed to do. That's religion. Okay, so for this, there are two things, the essential and the nice to have. So let me just take you through the essential first. Of course, you need your ring for wrestling in. This is a lot easier than you might think. It's actually, we've used 2 crash mats, but you can use bed mattresses, does exactly the same job. At the corners there, you actually just have either mic stands or music stands. We've lashed some chairs to them just to give them some weight to stop them falling over, and then just gaffer tape some pillows, and that's it. For the ropes, well, it's just fishing wire or fishing line, which is like, if I can grab it, it's like £1 for 20 meters. So there is actually about £1's worth of rope here, but we got 3 different ones so that we could have 3 different colours. So you're talking £3 worth of rope, mattresses if you can find them, crash mats if you're lucky enough to have them, pillows you should be able to find lying around, and then you've got tape, gaffer tape, sellotape, whatever, and chairs, and some mic stands. I mean, this is stuff you should mostly have if you're a modern enough church. Easy enough to find lying around. What we have done is we've used these crash blocks. They're principally just to block these mats in to stop them moving around, because when people wrestle on them, we found that they move around a lot. So make sure you're securing them. The only other essential is the costumes. Now, we have a Jesus costume. You'll have seen us use it before if you've been watching our videos. I recommend get one of these. Just put it together. It's just a white sheet to wear, a wig, and a beard. Kieran actually grew his beard for this event, so that didn't cost a lot of money. In fact, it saved him on shaving. But yeah, putting a Jesus costume together should be fairly easy. I recommend you do it because it's so useful to have a Jesus character to be able to bring it in when you need it. The cow costumes, well, they were about £20 each from Amazon, but if you do a search, you might be able to find them cheaper. Now, we are not spending much money next week, so we're using some of next week's budget this week, which is why we can buy 2 cow costumes for £20 each. Now, as part of the cow character, we've got a bit of terrorising going on, which involves some gloves. These are just usual 45p washing up gloves that you fill them with water, and then you just prick a hole in them, put them in a bucket and wait to use them, and then you just squeeze them. They look like udders squeezing out liquid, so then you got people running around the room squeezing. I mean, we've just used water. Don't use milk because it'll get on the fabric of the carpet and stuff and stink. Nobody wants that. So that's that, and then you would have seen us going into a bucket and putting cow pats on people's faces. It's just some, in fact, let me show you. It is some bargain basement tubs of chocolate mousse in a bucket. All you do is you take the lids off. You don't need to pour the stuff into the bucket, just have it sitting in there so that people put their hands in and they come out with a handful of this brown looking goop. And that's it. That's all the essential stuff. That's all the stuff that you really need. You would have seen we shot some videos, which were the entry videos. That took about 10 minutes to do that. It takes a while longer to edit them. But they're nice to have, but not really vital. I recommend doing it if you can, but if you can't, it's okay. You just go ahead and do the wrestling match as is. If you're going to do this, I would recommend you do it if you've got youth who are really into wrestling, because obviously then it works, because it draws them in and it's something that they find a lot of fun. If you have got loads of youth that are into wrestling, then you can ask them to get involved, as we did. Our wrestlers, most of them tonight, are really big fans of American wrestling, so they told me what intro music to use and stuff like this. They came in and choreographed the fight on their own time. They spent a few hours doing it because they're really into this. So we just harnessed the interest of our young people in this subject, and they did a lot of this work. Even if you're not going to use videos, I would recommend you just get the tunes, the intro tunes that the wrestlers use on these shows, because it just gives it the right feel. You should be able to find them really easily. Just search YouTube, just search WWE intro. But if you ask your youth, then they'll tell you the characters that you want to get the intros for.